I am going to share with you heart health tips after 40 and what your doctor may not be telling you. I want to make sure that you are in the know so that you can keep your ticker ticking. Okay, so when it comes to cholesterol, first of all, let's talk about triglycerides. When you get your lipid panel, it will tell you your triglycerides. It says that under 150 is normal, but under 100 is more protective for your heart. And then when it comes to your cholesterol, here's what most people don't know. You get this number, and the LDL, the lousy cholesterol, is that number that if it's too high, you will be offered maybe a statin or you'll be put on alert. Just from the standard lipid panel, you cannot thoroughly assess your risk for heart disease. You get this number, and within that LDL number, there's more information that does not get offered to us. There are tests that will give us a better picture of our risk that most people don't know about. So within the LDL, your lousy cholesterol, there are particles. There's smaller particles and larger particles, but you don't know that through that number. The smaller the cholesterol, the particles, the more at risk you are. The bigger your particles are, the better, but they both sit inside of the LDL number. And so you have no idea of your true risk. There is a test that you can request. Your doctor might not tell you yes, but you can request it. There's actually a series of tests that give you a better assessment. If your intention is to really know your risk and then not go on a statin or go on a statin, it depends, but you really want to know. Just because you have your standard lipid panel information with your cholesterol does not give you your accurate risk of cholesterol and or heart disease. Most doctors don't tell us about that. They just do the standard lipid panel. If it's high, they offer you a statin. And if you are taking a statin, you also want to take a CoQ10 because the statin depletes that. The next one is your vitamin D levels. If you get your vitamin D levels checked, which you absolutely should, if your test comes back at 30, your doctor will say, hey, you're good, you're adequate. Adequate doesn't mean highly protective. If your number is 30, that's like minimum wage, but you're not maximally supported in your body. To be maximally supported, you want that number to be between 60 and 80. But most doctors don't tell us that. And a lot of doctors don't require us to get our vitamin D levels checked. And it has so much to do with how you feel, how your body works, how your hormones work. So I encourage you to know what your vitamin D levels are and to get to the 60 to 80 range. And then when you are taking K2 alongside of that vitamin D, it is more protective for your heart. And a lot of people don't know about that. Folks take their vitamin D by itself without K2, and that helps to protect your heart. There's calcium that runs through our bodies, and that K2 helps to take the calcium that's running through our bodies and put it in our bones away from our heart. You've heard of arterial calcification. You don't want that. So when you are using the K2 with the vitamin D, it is doing your heart better. Most doctors do not check us for aneurysms, for clogged arteries, and so many things. And if you've heard me before, then you know that I'm a fan of these particular subset of screenings. I will put it down below. There are screenings that check your carotid artery, make sure that it's not blocked, check you for potential strokes in a way that most doctors and most insurance doesn't do. But these particular screenings that I recommend are low cost, and it is super life-saving. So you can get checked for your risk, prior to, so that you know what you're dealing with. Also, what doctors may not tell you, when you go to the doctor and your blood pressure's high, you're quick to be offered a medication. Instead, if you are very stressed, it is putting a lot of pressure on our hearts. But instead of just jumping into a medication, we want to look at stress reduction management. Just because you're on a medication and it may be holding your blood pressure down, that doesn't mean that you're still not at risk for an event. Because if the stress is still there, the medication is just artificially managing it. So what doctors don't stress enough, in my opinion, is the importance of getting our stress down and stress reduction techniques that we could and should employ. All right, something else that we may not know about our heart and our risk over 40 is that if you are insulin resistant, it's going to affect your heart, your metabolic health, your cholesterol, your blood pressure, your blood sugar. Insulin resistant. So you go there, your blood sugar's high, maybe you might be offered a medication. One of my favorite things to do is to help folks get their blood sugar down. Protecting our heart means we are also getting our blood sugar in order. Strength training for your heart, doing weight-bearing exercises protects the muscles in your heart and makes your heart more resilient. So I want to talk about now, magnesium is a common deficiency, and magnesium helps with your blood pressure regulation, your heart rhythm, your vascular health. I recommend necessary nutrition glycinate, but a lot of doctors are not telling enough folk about magnesium. I just want you to be in the know, because there's certain supplements that you can take that can help you in so many ways and help you not to be on medication. The other one I want to tell you about, omegas. When our body is inflamed, that puts us in a precarious position and it puts our heart at risk. And if you are taking omegas, it helps with the triglycerides, cholesterol, the plaque stabilization, but not all omegas are created equal. I use a plant-based omega because it works. And I've been doing that for, 8 years. And some of the ones you'll find in the stores, and I'm not calling anybody out by name, but they're very cheaply made, and the oil can be rancid and not effective. And it has this nasty, burpy, fishy smell, and it doesn't do what it is designed to do. I want you to have the best of the best and the highest quality. There are only certain ones that I recommend because of the quality. You want to take, when it comes to supplements, D3, K2, magnesium, and omegas. If you are over 40 as a standard, those are the must-haves for you. And then the last thing that I want to say about our heart, if you are a woman over 40, listen. As our estrogen declines, which is inevitable unless we're on hormone restoration, it is exposing us to potential heart issues. So when we do not have the estrogen in our bodies, which declines at this age, it does not provide us the protection to our heart and to our nervous system, and it does not help us with anxiety. So if you're feeling anxiety in your body, you might feel heart palpitations. There's a whole list of things that occur when our estrogen is out of whack. And a lot of women don't realize it, nor do your doctors tell you about that you are more at risk for these events because your estrogen is out of balance. I used to have heart palpitations, but my ticker was talking really fast and my nervous system is doing all kinds of interesting things because my hormones. Your doctor may not be telling you what happens to your body when you are not supported with your estrogen. So those are all of the things that I wanted to share with you. Make sure that you're staying consistent with your necessary nutrition D3K2, your necessary nutrition magnesium glycinate, and omegas are the last of the supplements that I recommend. I will give you a recommendation for the omegas that I use because necessary nutrition doesn't produce those. Also, when you get your supplements from Necessary Nutrition, it's always going to include a blessing. Every time you open your box, there's going to be a special little phrase in there for you, a little gift, and the Sounds of Necessary Nutrition playlist of music that is designed to inspire, uplift. The playlist was curated by the Necessary Nutrition members, and that music, as I said, is designed to make you dance, to make you move, to make your heart smile, to make everything smile. Because when you order from us, we are not just sending you quality supplements, but we're sending you love. All right, keep your heart safe. Peace and blessings. Eat well, think well, and be well. This is Robin from Necessary Nutrition, and I'll see you soon. Take care.